M. Night Shyamalan's unconventional and unexpected sequel to both Split and Unbreakable attempts to conclude the director's grounded superhero trilogy with a complex and ambitious third chapter, but ultimately Glass falls flat and fails to give fans a satisfying conclusion. It's not all bad though. Glass succeeds in bringing together different elements and ideas from the earlier movies. The reintroduction of Bruce Willis's David Dunn and Samuel L. Jackson's Mr. Glass is one of the more intriguing elements of the film, and James McAvoy's return as Kevin Wendell Crumb makes for some wonderfully intense sequences. The cast, which includes Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, James McAvoy and Sarah Paulson, is definitely a strength of the film, and each actor seems entirely committed to their role, although it's clear some are given more material than others. A large portion of the film's runtime is spent exploring Kevin's many personalities, and this is once again one of the most enjoyable aspects of the film. Arguably the biggest strength of Glass is the first act, which perfectly reintroduces us to some familiar faces and sets the stage for a unique examination of what being a superhero means in a world similar to our own. As is the case with each film in the trilogy, Shyamalan's style as a director is clearly visible. Everything from the cinematography to the score and the use of colour is stunning, and every action sequence is executed and constructed brilliantly. When it comes to the storytelling though, Shyamalan stumbles here, and aside from an incredibly strong first act, Glass feels somewhat uneven and messy. The director is pushing so many new ideas and different concepts into the final film, but he never takes the time to fully develop any of them. And while we do spend a lot of time with the central characters, we don't actually learn anything new about them, especially David Dunn, who is often pushed to the sidelines, while Shyamalan focuses more on the villains of the story. On more than one occasion, it seems Shyamalan didn't quite know what kind of film he was making and got stuck somewhere between a gritty psychological thriller and a typical superhero movie. The most frustrating aspect of Glass is the horrendous final act, which may go down as one of the most anticlimactic trilogy enders of all time. From the first act through to the last, Glass feels like it's building to something massive, and it's hard to feel anything other than disappointed when all of that momentum fizzles out in the final act. Shyamalan could have easily taken this story down many different roads and given fans a worthwhile and satisfying conclusion to this story, so it's difficult to understand how and why the director decided to take this route, which will undoubtedly annoy a large portion of the fan base. Overall, Glass has a lot to love. The cast is incredible, the first act is excellent, and Shyamalan brings together the worlds of Split and Unbreakable surprisingly well. Despite that, however, Glass is an uneven and unsatisfying conclusion, and although Shyamalan introduces some intriguing ideas, he ultimately fails to execute them in a way that works for this story and for these characters. To give Glass a score out of 10, I'm going to go with a 6.5. For more movie reviews, make sure you hit subscribe and let me know what you thought of Glass in the comments section below.